Hello. Ooh, sorry about that. So, also, I am sweating profusely because I am working on the backyard. We had these overgrown weeds by I don't know what to call it, if it's a radiator or whatever. It's one of those like machines that blows outside and apparently takes care of like the heating and cooling system, that stuff. Very important stuff indeed, okay? Let me take a sip of this quickly. I am parched. But I'm almost done. I've got one more bag to do, but I needed a little bit of a break because it's hot. I believe it's 93 degrees right now in Minnesota. So for all of you climate change deniers, please explain. Explain what is going on with this weather. So anyways, I wanted to make a video. I want to fix this a little bit. I wanted to make a video on how to survive religious psychosis. I had actually made a video earlier. It was 45 minutes long. I even uploaded the video to YouTube, everything. And when I was watching the video back, it had no audio. It had audio for the first maybe 2 minutes, and then after that it definitely cut off. So thank goodness. 45 minutes is a really long time, but I think I can condense it into a much shorter time that can actually be enjoyable and helpful to someone else. So I started to take spirituality really more seriously. I'm gonna put this out there, after my father passed away. But I have always been a religious girly. I grew up in the church. All of my undergrad, I'm not a college graduate. I have some college classes, but I've gone to some sort of religious schooling until college. College was the first time that I did not go through like some sort of like a religious institution for my education. So religion has always been a part of my life, and I am African. I'm East African to be exact, South Sudanese, and also we just kind of grew up with the idea of religion being all around us. If it's not the Western religion, then it's our religion, although we did not practice our religion in our household at all. So like spirituality was not practiced in our home whatsoever, at all. We were Catholics, and that is it. And we came here in 1999 and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. How do you survive religious psychosis? How I believe I'm surviving it, right? My thing that kept coming up all the time that really was making me go crazy was the belief that some sort of an inheritance was stolen from me. Right? And that these people are being caught and they are going to they're going to court, and the whole entire town is in on it, and yada yada, right? And then my brain came up with ways for it to make sense. Obviously, I try to think of myself as a logical individual, even though I believe in religion. Right? I try to think of myself as a logical individual. So what I did was I was like, yeah, sure, possibly, there's that possibly. But what I ended up doing is I just talked about my religious psychosis out loud. At first, I did it with myself, and then I did it going on walks and outside, and then I did that 45-minute video. And I was going to share it with the whole entire world, so that it no longer just is something that I am dealing with and I'm focusing with, right? And then I thought about my religious psychosis in this way. I'm like, all right, we're going to see if what I'm actually religiously psychosing about, spiritually psychosing about, is actually true. If any of it makes any logical sense. What is it? It's inheritance. How was it stolen? Blah, blah, blah. I came up with an amazing idea. To be honest, I wouldn't mind putting it into a book. Like, I think it'd be a fantastic book, right? So I said, all right, we're going to put it out there. We're going to put it out publicly so people can see it. So my only thing that's going to happen is, like, brain, we can embarrass ourselves and then nobody can take it seriously, or you can start to remove this out of me, right? Because I also prayed for it to go away. And I think that was me, telling the trees, telling the birds or whatever. And I was like, I need this to be taken away from me, right? And I think the other thing too is, like, I don't want to say this, doing the shadow work of understanding, like, what is your religious psychosis focused on, right? Mine was focused on this inheritance that was taken from me, and this inheritance that was taken from me was a house. So I ended up thinking maybe my psychosis is being focused on the fact that I have not been able to give myself adequate shelter for a very long time, right? I am a renter. So sometimes I can live somewhere for 2 years, and then I end up moving because it costs so much. Or I've lived with a boyfriend, and the way that they ended up kicking me out was awful. And I've lived with family friends, and the way that relationship ended, right? So it's been precarious. So my shelter situation has been precarious, and now I'm responsible for not just my shelter, but my daughter's shelter as well, right? So I think that's a lot. And even though I live with my family right now, like, it always feels precarious. So I think the idea of being spiritual and just kind of giving control was very hard for me. So I was like, hey, we're going to put it out there. And my brain was trying to come up with ideas. And I just need to trust myself. And that's the other thing that spirituality has taught me, is that I need to trust myself and I need to trust my gut. I have been taking care of myself, regardless if it's living with my family. Like, I'm not mooching off of them. I put in my effort, whether it's because that's what a family is. But anyways, I had to come to terms with that. I'm still not there yet. Believe you me, I'm still not there yet, right? But I was starting to go crazy because I also understand how algorithm works. But I was starting to go crazy because I would be on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, and every tarot card lady was talking about my stolen inheritance and court. So the other thing I also did was I Googled. What does that mean? So one of the things that Google said, that yes, it could be true, but it could be that if someone says that you wronged them, like they're just talking about it and they mention your name, that could be the spiritual court that you get brought into, right? So it can be that. It could be something that they are throwing, or it could be that the universe noticed that you did something wrong to someone, so now it's trying to correct it, and that could be the court. So it's not real, actual court. And so when I put that all out there, it ended up that none of it actually, maybe it doesn't make sense. And also the other thing that I was saying is that to me, I was saying this to me, to my spirit team, and whoever it is I'm talking to, I was telling them that, I was saying that I prayed for my inheritance to come easy for me because I don't want to fight. I have been fighting to live for so long that I want it to come easily to me. Right? Which includes tarot card ladies. But even with the algorithm, I remember I've been swiping away. I'm not interested in this one. I want the ones that are talking about I don't want to say just love and light and whatnot, but I also want the ones that are teaching me about, the demonology, the ones that are like esoteric teachings, that's teaching me about what Baba Yagba is, Papa Legba, teaching me about like Japanese Sintoism, like the idea that a monster or a gray or a spirit can grow from resentment. Those things I can understand as an African. And I am African through and through. So I hope that helps you. I don't know. Hopefully it's not all over the place. I'm not going to say I don't know. For those who get it, will get it. And for those who don't, who don't. So basically, please figure out if your spiritual psychosis is rooted in any wounds. Right? Any wounds, abandonment issues, whatever it is that you got going on, and try to work on that and see if that helps. So I'm going to see in the next couple of days if it helps. What I will say is that I feel better in my gut, I feel better. Like, I'm happier. Because yesterday I was freaking out. I haven't been able to sleep for the last couple of days. But yeah, that has helped me with the spiritual psychosis. So I hope that this helps you as well, someone out there. Because I will say, I got help so much from watching so many people talk on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook about whatever situation that they're going through and how they came about to solve it. So let me know in the comments, how do you think you can, if you have overcame spiritual psychosis, how did you overcome it? What tools did you use? What was the mechanism? How did you get there? I'm hoping that maybe I can even put it into like a PDF or something that can help people, so we'll see. The point of me also having this channel is to start a podcast, but I needed to start just posting and making videos until my brain decides that it's going to help me to be good at it. Because it's going to be like, yeah, she's not going to stop. And I'm not going to stop. So if you want me to get better so that people can watch more of these videos, so that I can learn editing, all of that stuff, go ahead. Storytelling, whatever it is. So Brandon and I are locked in. The point is that we are going to post every single day for the month of July. I started on Instagram and no, not Instagram, TikTok. Oh, my bad. I started on TikTok on the 1st of July, and on the YouTubes, I started my YouTube on the 10th. So the point is just to keep posting so I can get used to it and then get better at it. That's it. All right, thank you so much.